everyone, it's Carrie and welcome back to another video. If you guys don't know me, my name is Carrie. I run Traveling Pony Studios, which is a small crochet business that I created last year to help pay for my horse's never-ending medical expenses. I do YouTube videos where I do crochet with me videos, which is what this is going to be, as well as I do market videos, basically going like overviews and that type of stuff, crochet with me vlogs when I can actually record things, and then as well as I'm starting to get a little bit more into store content. I have so much footage for the crochet with me vlogs, but I waited so long. Like some of the footage is from like 2 months ago. It just doesn't seem super relevant now. So I'm currently working on recording another crochet with me vlog that's gonna cover this upcoming week with my market. So you guys can look forward to that. It will be newer footage and not just me like 2 months ago doing whatever I wanted to do 2 months ago. I have a market this weekend and I'm actually doing this video a little bit earlier. I typically try and record these videos on Thursday, Friday, sometimes Saturdays, but it is Wednesday. The main reason of that is just because I have been trying really hard to tag my items this time around as I go through. I typically wait until the Friday before the market and then tag everything, but then sometimes I have like 100 plushies and I get in so much trouble because it will take me like 6 or 7 hours to just tag everything because it's like 100 to 150 plushies each time. It's being added onto my other stock, and sometimes I decide to like, you know, go through and categorize things and write down items and numbers and all this type of stuff. So this time around, I've definitely made a very strong effort to actually tag as I go through, which is definitely helping. My little box is kind of like overflowing of things and I just want to get this stuff tagged. So then that way tomorrow and Thursday, anything that I make, I just know it's gonna be super simple to tag it, put it away, not have to worry about it. Honestly, the next couple days, because it is Wednesday, so basically Thursday and Friday, I'm mainly going to be focusing on crocheting flowers. So I don't typically show too much of my flowers like anyway. I do know that basically, you know, I've got my flowers behind me back there. This week I've crocheted 3 sunflowers, 5 or 6 roses. I've got like 2 or 3 more sunflowers on my list. I think 5 more roses, and then I'm gonna make probably 5 to 10 carnations, and then that's pretty much what I'm aiming for my market, unless I decide to do something else. Like I thought about maybe making some ghosts, but it's kind of like August. It doesn't feel like Halloween-y to me. I know I'm not doing September markets, but I am doing a October market. So I'm just considering waiting and just like doing the ghost for the October market because it's much more like Halloween-y. This is just not Halloween vibes for me. And I get a little bit worried about crocheting seasonal items. I did it last year. I crocheted like Christmas specific items, and I also crocheted Halloween items, and I had the worst time selling. Honestly, I have like ghosts down there, so I'll probably just bring like my big candy corn ghost from last year just to have it. I'm always so skeptical about crocheting seasonal items because, you know, then if it doesn't sell, then it just sits for like a year. And then if it doesn't sell again, then it sits for another year. Like seasonal is just iffy for me. Basically, a lot of what I have is just kind of repeat items. I haven't made that many fun items. I have been kind of backing off a little bit on customs recently. Customs are where I always do like all the crazy fun things like the wolves and the puppets and just like all this type of stuff. But because I backed off a little bit on customs and have been doing a lot of prep for stores and the markets, things are a little bit more basic. I am hoping my next market I'll be able to bring new patterns. I typically try and bring 5 new patterns or 3 new patterns. Really is the low number. This market, I think I'm only bringing like 2. It's like 1 flower, which is the carnation, and then I think the new version of the capybaras, and I think that's pretty much it for like new patterns for this market. Granted, the good thing is the location of these 2 markets is a little bit different, so they do bring in different crowds. So I think a lot of people that are going to this market probably have not been to the past couple markets I've been to. The last time I did a market at this place was like April. So I don't think they've seen a lot of the new stuff anyway that I've done. So I don't think it's a big deal. It's not like it's the same location every single month. I think I'll be all right. And then I'll just focus my effort onto October, and then with also lots of fun stuff coming up. Oh my gosh, you guys, look forward to the vlog. I'm gonna talk about it in the vlog. I'm not gonna talk about it here, but wow, crazy things are about to happen for me. Right off the bat, I'm gonna show you guys what I have up on my table. I technically don't have the second one finished, but I will be finishing it once I finish this video. I just have this specific time to record, and I'm remembering to record, and I like got off the phone with the vet and was like, record this video. can't forget this video. So I have basically one of my little pink axolotls, and I have the second one on my hook. That will get me back up to my allotted 4 that I always do. You'll find that a lot of times with markets, for me personally, I just like to have even number items. Sometimes it doesn't work, but generally if I'm crocheting, I do go a little bit more for like 2, 4s, 6s. I would say I very rarely go for 2s unless they're big items, but generally at 4 is pretty much like my safety item count for things. So I have 2 of these guys, but that's basically just to get me back up to 4 since I already have 2 in my little bin. I remade my pink turtles, and this will put me back up to 4. I actually had 4 already made for this particular market, but then they all essentially went off to stores, and then they all went off to wherever. I ran out of my pink turtles fairly quick, so I just went ahead, remade them. So I have these 4. 2 are with safety eyes, 2 are baby safe. With making a set amount of turtles and set colors, because I'm only doing 4 color schemes. I'm doing a green, a blue, a purple, and then this pink. Because I'm doing that way and I'm sitting down and making so many of each item, it's a lot easier for me to say, okay, I'm gonna make half baby safe, half safety eyes. Before, when I was doing a lot of random colors, it was just way too difficult. So now I basically, if I'm making 4, I split it down the middle, 2 safety eyes, 2 baby safe. Turtles seem to be a fairly decent option for babies, it seems like. So I just go ahead and do that. I went ahead and made 2 of my unicorns. These are the pink and purple version of them. I do the cream for the body and then the gold. And I pretty much follow a color scheme with the unicorns as well. It makes life a lot easier opposed to trying to offer like all these colors unless somebody custom ordered it. When people custom order things, it's a lot easier for me to be like, oh, well, they want specific colors, versus when I'm doing markets, I just like to have my specific colors. That way, if I'm sitting down, I can go, okay, well, I'm gonna make 2 of this specific colorway. I'm gonna go ahead and make like 8 tendrils of hair for those guys. And that way it's just like covered, done. I don't have to think about it. So the other colorway I typically do is the white one, and I do a blue version with the silver wings and the silver accents and everything. I find that these 2 versions sell the best. I had one that I did like yellow for the feet, and then I think the main I did like pink, hot pink. It took me a very long time to sell it, versus this is fairly good for someone who likes unicorns but maybe doesn't like pink and purple. I'm a blue person myself, so I prefer this one, versus the other one is like your standard pink purple type of thing. I just had one of these because I had one left over from my previous market, versus I sold the other colorway, so I made 2 of those. I have 2 of the baby flamingos, and I think this basically puts me up to like 3, 4. I don't know. Scratch what I said about even numbers, because evidently I'm not getting up to 4, I'm getting up to 3. But the funny thing about these is I've never sold these guys in markets. I've sold them very well in stores, but not markets. So I didn't want to go too crazy. I didn't feel like I needed to go too crazy to get them done. But I have these 2. That puts me up to 3 overall for my upcoming market. I have 2 of these alligators. This was actually a new pattern that I introduced this previous market. It did well. I mean, I sold it the first time I put it on the table. I personally kind of think they're not the cutest thing in the world. Like, they're a little ugly to me, but I don't really like alligators. But I think it's a great option to have for, say, like little boys or something. They definitely gravitate towards these. So I went ahead and made 2 just because the last time I only brought 1. And then, like I said, I think it was like one of the first couple of things I sold, if I'm being honest. So I decided, go ahead, I had time, let's make 2 just in case 1 sells. I have 2 purple axolotls, so same thing. I'm essentially doing what I did with the pink ones. I had 2 left over from my previous market. I went ahead, made 2 more of the purple ones to get back up to my lucky number 4. All right, and then I made these 3 squids. So I have 1 of the dark blue, which is typically my most popular color, I'd say, in terms of selling. And then I also have 2 of the light blue ones. Funny thing is, I totally misread my sheet and didn't realize that I already had 1 light blue one, so I really didn't need to make 2, but I have 3 of the light blue. Who cares? If it doesn't sell, it will go somewhere else. I'm not too worried about things. But I have 3 of these guys in total that I made this week. I have all of these triceratops, which is, I just made 6 in total. I have a yellow one, I have a turquoise one, I have a green type of one, I have an orange one, purple, and then a light blue one. So I kind of have been on and off of these things. I've made them before. The last time I made them, I only made them in like 1 color or 2 colors. It was like dark blue and then ice green. I had them for a very long time, and when I was gonna make them this market, because I wanted to have them for like little boys and everything, I couldn't really decide on what color. You know, typically I'm like, okay, 2 of this color, 2 of this color, 2 of this color. I decided to just make them at random because I haven't really settled on a colorway for these guys. And then probably what I'll do is whatever color sells best. Then the next market I'll know, okay, I need to make like extras of this color, extras of that color, like that type of thing. I'm just experimenting with colors. I do like the fact that I think like I can make something like yellow, something with this color green, because those aren't really colors that maybe necessarily some of my items would have as a base color. So kind of experimented a little bit more with colors because I could. So I do have 6 of these Triceratops. The Triceratops are from the same pattern as the tiger, because I get a lot of comments on the videos asking about the tigers. They're in the no-sew fluff balls, I think is what it's called, from Harder Crochets, just in case if you guys are wondering, because I get asked pretty often about the tigers. And then if you are wondering about the Triceratops, it's from that same pattern. It's just like I got the really big bundle. I think it was like $30-something. I can't remember. I have 1 manatee. This is basically putting me back up to 2. So this is a newer item for me. I've sold 1 or 2 at a store. Never sold any at market, so I just decided 2 is gonna be all right for me. Here is one of the dogs that I finished from the last week's video. So this is the Java colored dog. So yep, I basically have 4 dogs in total, and this was just one of the last ones that needed to be finished up. As well, this was one of the last sunflower cows that needed to be finished up. So I mentioned this last week. I essentially have 2 of each flower cow. I have 2 sunflower, 2 sakura, 2 lavender, and then 1 daisy, because that's my, I would say, worst selling cow, if I'm being honest. I don't even think I've sold a daisy one yet. Moving on to dragons. I actually have 1 more dragon downstairs. He did not make it upstairs. It's an orange one, so imagine there's an orange dragon. But I have a green one right here, and then I have this one, the purple one. This one is Premier Parfait. This one is Sweet Snuggles Light. So there's a little bit of a size difference. I just tried to make the tail longer so I'd be able to knot it, because it did not want to knot in Premier. These guys are one of the newer patterns that I've been doing, and because I decided to make so many opposed to just like 1, I just did different colorways. Same thing like the Triceratops, experimenting a little bit with the colors and then seeing what the buyer is most interested in. I have 3 of my penguins, and so this middle penguin, basically what happened is I was crocheting and then I realized I forgot to start in black. I started in gray. But then as I was crocheting, I was so far along that I decided, you know what, I really just don't have the energy to take this out and redo it again. So I stuck around with it, and low-key I actually kind of like this color more than the normal penguins. I don't know, it's really pretty. I like that it's kind of like more mute. Let me know what you guys think. I'm tempted. Like, I'm gonna see how it does. I'm gonna bring it and see if it sells, because this is more my color. Like, I like the color scheme a little bit better. But I do have 3, which essentially will put me up to 4 of the normal penguins, and then of course 2 of the blue, pink, purples. And then the last couple things I have my possum. So I made 6 possums in total. I think this puts me up to 7. Ideally, I would try and make 3 more possums, but I'm uncertain if I'll have time to. But I do at least have these 6 done, and we'll see if I get a few more done. If not, I'll have 7. It won't be the end of the world. So that's basically everything that I got around to crocheting this past week. Granted, I didn't do it to the week that I would typically do. I did it to Wednesday opposed to Thursday or Friday, but I was still able to get a little bit done. So if you guys are interested in the next market that I'm going to, I will be going to the Cumming City Center on August 17th. The market is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and I will have all of my plushies alongside my flowers and everything. If you guys would like to go out there and support me. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!